So we're back here in the Zoom room for our second video. Oops, that's moving too much. Okay, we're good. So now we're gonna keep drilling into analyze. So first thing here is to understand that we want to go and collect data about the root causes, right? So we want to understand who are the suspects and who are the people that we think are more likely to commit the murder. But sometimes we have data on it, which is great. We can use statistics and all that. Sometimes we don't have data on it. So we have to use some perception and opinions and facts and evidences in different ways. So we're going to be describing things and looking at those root causes. Sometimes more subjective, but then if we're doing it subjective, we're going to collect evidences like, for example, surveys and opinions of or pictures or showing facts or stuff like that. And if we have data, of course, is more objective, right? So then we're going to take a look at the data or how things are being done. But remember that objective is always better because you don't discuss that. But sometimes we have to, even using the opinions and logic, get through the most likely opportunity, right? So don't say everything it needs to be data. Sometimes we don't have, and then we need to do what we can do, what we have. So there are three tools that we're going to look at that are very important and very powerful tools if you know how to use them to find root causes. And the three of them are more qualitative tools, especially the 5 whys and the fishbone diagram. And one of them is the FMEA, is a tool that the intention is to get qualitative information and transform into more quantitative information. Okay, so let's take a look at the easy ones first, right? So this is the goal of all those three tools: understanding the root causes and understanding what's important, so I can go and find it. The important aspects here is to convince, right? And I told you guys from the beginning, an important part of problem solving is convincing people. Convincing people that this is a problem, that this is what is wrong, and these are the root causes, and we found out the right one, and that is, right? And that's the most important part, not the solution. The solution is easy to convince because if you have all this story tell, people know, oh, of course, that's what we need to do, okay? So let's take a look at these tools. Fishbone diagram, you probably saw that in previous operations management courses. So it's also called a cause and effect diagram, and let's jump into the drawing. This is how you do it. So you put the effect here. So here is the performance metric, right? The Y variable is going to be here. And then you create this bone, this spine, I think that's called. And here is a kind of 4 M's will be the simple and basic. You can have 6 also or different ones, right? The classic ones is man-machine material method because it's done on the kind of a workplace environment where you have, like, imagine like a workstation in a manufacturing plant, right? So that's the classic, that's how it was developed. But nowadays we use that, we can use any spine that we want. So usually when I'm doing, for example, more transactional process, what I do is each part of the process, so imagine the swim lane, each lane on the swim lane is one fishbone, right? Because things can be created in different areas of the company. So it's a kind of better way to organize. So think about these bones here of the spine to be ways to organize and collect information, right? So you create the fact, do some brainstorming can be used here, interviews can be used here, things that you find out on the swim lane can be used here. So everything that you think might impact the effect. And then you identify the most important ones. Of course, if you have data, you can test the most important ones that you think they are. If you don't have data, then you have to be more qualitative. Then you have to say, we think that this is the problem because, and then you can explain, the line of thought or the reason behind it. If you have data, that's the best. That's the easy way to do it. Okay. We're going to do one in class. Oh, this is not the one we're going to do in class. This is the example. You have the 4 M's here. You have here the effect will be delayed flight departures, and then it could be caused by something related to man, machine, materials, and methods. Man is everything related to training or availability of man. Machine is the aircraft mechanical things. Materials speaks for itself. That's the materials that goes into the process. And method is the relationship between them, right? Everything related to demand, the way that I do things, the way that the operators do things, and stuff like that. So what do you pay attention to? Some of the areas that have a lot of things, some of the main things, you have to kind of dig into then and identify the most important ones. These are two real fishbone diagrams. This is one was lack of inventory. And again, these branches are the lanes in the swim lane, so the different aspects of different people that are involved into the process, and you can see a lot of branches there. This is another capstone project we did. Actually, this one I talked a little bit in other examples. This is the imbalance shipment with the company that produced golf carts. And again, these are the areas that touch the process. So we have one process that was order release, the other one was entry sales, the other one was logistics, the other one was production control, right? And we identify, and you guys can pause it and you can read through that, things and problems that can impact the imbalance shipment.